Trump live signing something about weed? I know he is. I guess we'll get started there. Fuck it, why not?
If so, then it'll open up a whole new method of treatment for our veterans with regard.
Yeah. Everything has to be done through the point of veterans, dude. Yeah, we'll get the veterans on some kush. I feel like it's pretty funny that we're talking about like medical marijuana still, brother. I think like we've moved beyond medical marijuana at this point. Like it's time. The new meta is like ketamine, right? And potentially like microdosing psychedelics for our veterans. And these guys are still on that old shit, talking about rescheduling marijuana.
Of cannabis. Yes, cannabis can be addictive. And certainly people, adolescents and children may be the most
Cannabis
vulnerable.
can be addictive.
But we cannot close our eyes to research and the opportunity that...
Bobby, do you have something to say?
I'll just echo, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your leadership and vision. And finally getting to closure on this issue.
Come on, man. Legalize TRT, brother.
This is a question, a scientific question, that has divided our country.
I have an idea in my mind. It's a
and there are valid
steroid
claims on both
Ozempic
sides. On
cocktail
one side,
where you get
patients,
shredded
physicians
and also
attest
put on muscle
that,
mass.
Cannabinoids and THC have miraculous effects on chronic pain, on epilepsy, on PTSD, on chemotherapy-induced nausea. My friend Howard Kessler, without whom we wouldn't be here today, has drove this.
Every time I think about like RFK being the head of HHS or talking about any health initiative, maybe it's my lizard brain, but it's quite difficult for me to look at this guy and go, oh, I'll have what he's having, you know? Like when he talks about health initiatives, even if it's something that I agree with, I automatically assume I don't agree with whatever he's saying because clearly it's not working. I've never looked at this man and went, that's the guy, that's the beacon of health and excellence. He seems to be doing quite all right.
Standardized dosing. And if you don't have standardized dosing, any study that you do is comparing apples to pears. And we don't know the difference between botanicals and,
oh my God, he's falling
synthetics
asleep.
And all of these.
It's because he's off that good shit, dude. He's off that good kush and alcohol. He's got bad bitches he could call. And no, I'm not talking about Melania. I'm talking about Laura Loomer.
And disorganization. And I want to thank President Trump, who made the promise during the 2024 election that he was going to come in and solve this issue, that he was going to take decisive action. And he has kept that promise today. And so thank you for President Trump.
Thank you very much.
Can you fix the audio? I can't understand. Brother, that's just that's how he sounds. I can't do anything. Chris So Good got me feeling like a dementia patient. Me too. Ever try pot? Yes, I used to smoke. I used to smoke weed quite frequently, actually, but I don't anymore. I haven't smoked weed in a very long time. I don't prefer weed anyway. I prefer
and I'm far younger than 65, so this does not pertain to me.
But I don't do a lot. I don't do a lot of drugs. I don't do any drugs other than like
I'm not going to be taking it,
caffeine.
but a lot of people do want it. A lot of people need it.
How did you stop? It just wasn't for me.
Howard,
Are mushrooms legalized in California? I don't know. I think it's like decriminalized maybe. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just illegal. Let's be real. Or was illegal. At least when I was chiefing up like Chief Keef, brother. When I was smoking that good kush. Oh God, it's so fucking lame. Anyway, but yeah, when I was smoking weed, it was definitely illegal. I'm old. Many of you don't remember this time because you were like 8, but there was a time in the United States of America where it was fucking very illegal everywhere. That is not the case any longer.
It was never any good. I'd like to see the money that is going to the
I'm
insurance
an American
companies
citizen, brother. Yeah, when I do it, it's okay. Remember, you know how it goes, right? When white American citizens are doing crimes, that's fine. When it's actually a crime that we suspect a migrant or someone who is like maybe a naturalized citizen, not a natural born one, but a naturalized U.S. citizen, then it's an issue. That's how it works.
Unaffordable for people. Go ahead.
We just got data today. We have federal exchanges where people come shopping for the ACA. And the president hasn't heard this yet, but we've talked to the team. The percentage change from last year
I've been hearing a
was
lot
down
of back and
2.7
forth
to
about this
2.8%.
and controversial
Not the
opinion,
massive
and I'm
numbers
not
that have
saying
been
this because
predicted.
like I'm
And there's many
Turkish,
possible reasons
but
for
people
this.
apparently
But right now Americans are signing
actually
up for these
think Dr.
programs,
Oz might be the
despite all
only
things that
good
have been
person
going
in
on.
this
2.8%
entire
is a tiny
in
fraction
the
of what
entire
many
federal
had claimed
agencies
would
team
happen.
that
And I
Donald
think it
Trump
speaks to the fact the
accidentally
American
put
people
into a
appreciate
position of
these
power.
ACA plans
No,
are
I'm
already
serious.
subsidized over 80%.
Partially because the bar
So
is
it's a
in
good
hell.
deal.
Also, partially because he is a real doctor before he was a TV doctor and a scammer. No, he's not a good person. And he hasn't done a lot of good in general throughout his career. He was a fucking charlatan, a scam artist, all of that stuff. I'm saying when matched with the performance of every single other person that Donald Trump has actually elevated to a position of power, a lot of the people that are looking at this stuff from afar unironically think Dr. Oz has been doing a fairly decent job in comparison to everybody else. And I have seen some chatter about him potentially taking over HHS in general. You know, I mean, we have a fucking podcaster who can't even touch the ground when he's sitting on a chair running the FBI. Okay. Yes. L streamer bro forgot the rage bait all stream so far is getting boring as fuck fast. I'm a tweak on the ice if it doesn't improve in like 5 minutes. L streamer, where's the rage bait and entertainment? Brother, I don't know if you are lost, but I cover politics. I mean, the rage bait in and of itself comes from how fucking stupid this administration is, but I usually just cover politics. I don't care. Make it work. Okay, I'll get to it. It's always funny when people realize
When I
most of
have
your
friends
coverage
that
is
are
boring
really,
news.
really
I mean, it's
sick and
boring,
they've
but
gone
we
through-
make it less
I
boring.
guess you
Also,
could say I'm fortunate.
American news is not as boring as like news in other countries, I would say, because everything is so fucked. It's a massive shit show. So it's entertaining in and of itself.
But I'd like to have one of the doctors maybe respond, because you people do it better than anybody.
I'm happy to respond.
Yes.
I mean, and my answer is we have had cannabis scheduled for how long? And it hasn't
I
been
love
there.
this lady.
Neither the
The way she
adolescents
says
nor the
cannabis.
adults. We have 20 million people in the United States with a cannabis use disorder. This is not legalizing it. It's making easier to do research so that we can use it when it is indicated and optimally.
So it's also a big part of this is research. In other words, you'll now have a much larger sample, and you'll be able to see if it's as good as many people say it is. I mean, people say it is beyond good, and you'll be able to find that out now.
Can you explain to the folk at home what cannabis is? Shut up. Yeah. Devil's lettuce, lechuga, weed.
They're incredible people.
Kush.
Finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before. With no inflation, by the way. With no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. They just came out today. What great timing. Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking in hundreds of billions of
Yeah.
dollars. for our
After
warriors
last
and
night's
soldiers.
crack-induced incident where he did this crazy fucking national address that everybody hated, that even the Republicans couldn't really defend and very quickly moved on from, he's back to talking about how great the economy is.
Surprised by it. I was
Inflation
honored
not
by
at
it.
3.1%, but
We're
instead
saving the building. We
2.7.
saved the
It's so
building. The building was
fantastic.
in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and
Bro,
every other way,
I
and
saw
now it's
Matt
very
Walsh
solid,
being
very
like, that was so stupid. Matt Walsh was like, why would you interrupt my Survivor finale?
on the 23rd.
I wanted to watch my Survivor on television, and then I found myself watching Donald Trump yelling at the TV anyway. I hate that.
And we're also to get
Yeah, screaming at the mic about how you're imagining an affordability crisis. It's like he's brandonizing. He is brandonizing, but it's also in a very Trumpian way, where, you know, Brandon was like, "Oh, you guys are imagining the affordability stuff. Come on now, you know, your turkey dinner got like 10 cents cheaper this year as opposed to last year. Here, like they were just basically chucking like dimes and quarters at the American working class and being like, what? It's raining. You have money now. Shut the fuck up. And now Donald Trump is doing that, but he also has like a more angry tone to it as well, where he's like, Biden fucked up the economy. He ruined it. He ruined the economy so bad. And also, the economy is good now. And if you don't say it's good, you're a fucking idiot. You're a hater. I'm going to put you in prison. You have to say the economy is good, or else the fattest ICE agent you've ever seen is going to come knocking down your door and put you in a fucking detention facility. We're hiring the
Soldiers were killed
fattest
last
ICE
month.
agents.
Think of that. What do you think of that, Doctor?
The least trained.
27,000. It's like a half.
Nobody's
a
done
football
it like
stadium
me before.
killed in 1 month. You know, you've heard me say I settled 8 wars, some going on for 35 years, one going on for 37, one going on for 32. And
Yeah,
8
that's why
wars,
he's
and
starting
I
a
thought
new
this
one,
would be
guys.
an
Come
easier
on.
one. This is
He
because
settled
of the
8
animosity,
wars.
the hatred. Well, it's not going to be that much different from what I did last night. I mean, we've had tremendous success. We're bringing prices down. We inherited a mess. And part of what we inherited was the worst inflation in 48 years. I say history, but we had the worst inflation. It drove prices up. And now we're bringing those prices down. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the fact that we secured the border where literally nobody can come into our country illegally anymore. They came in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers and, you know, a lot of bad people from all over the world. Venezuela emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua.
Every day I think to myself, this can't be appealing to a lot of people. And every day I find out, no, people still like this shit. People just like, they like being lied to. They enjoy it. They're like, no, you're right. All of my problems are actually related to immigrants. Okay. Well, Donald Trump has started doing mass deportations and your shit still sucks. So what's that about? He's like, well, I guess we just haven't deported enough migrants yet. Okay, got it. All right, cool.
Away before
Any day now.
Washington, D.C. now is a safe, beautiful city where the restaurants are booming, the town is booming. People walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children and
It's
have
so
a good time. We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just the whole heritage of Washington D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back. And now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest. It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I say it all the time. We were a dead country 1.5 years ago.
I love how we forgot about mass shooting in Washington, D.C. Yeah, like one of our own CIA assets got activated on the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and Donald Trump seemingly has forgotten about all of that. I try to comprehend what could possibly be redeemable about this administration. I try to put myself in the mindset of the average hog. As you guys know, this is my favorite thing to do, and I just don't see anything. Like, what is there to look forward to? Everything is shit. And it's not even entirely Trump's fault either. As I said before, a lot of the stuff he did inherit / also participated in when he was president in 2016. But every time he's in charge, it just seemingly accelerates the demise. So what is there to look forward to? I mean, I guess it's just the distractions of the Patriot games. We're really doing bread and circuses, Roman Empire style. UFC on the lawn of the White House, or the Patriot games, or shit like that. Oh, the World Cup's going to be here. No one is even thinking about like the amount of money and logistics required to put that stuff together. No one's thinking about what that's going to look like with the Trump administration's insane tourism policies. Like, are we just going to deploy what remains of government funds to make sure that we hire enough ICE agents so they can carefully comb through the hundreds of thousands of people coming to the United States of America to watch the World Cup, like their 5-year social media footprint? I guess we'll just, toss AI onto that, have AI tackle it. Guess that's the way we do it, right? I suspect that'll be how it goes. There's a thesis to be written about how hogs must know that shit will only ever get worse in the U.S. and they can only care that it'll get worse as a white country as opposed to a multiracial brown one. It's the most insane cope of all time. The idea that like, oh, I know there is a major financial crisis that's imminent. The economy is in the pooper, and our corrupt billionaires are much more brazen and much more open about their corruption and their wheeling and dealing. And life for the average American is getting worse every day. But I think if we just eradicated some of the browns, some of those pesky brown folks, some of those pesky black folk, then things would be better. It's just cope, especially is spectacular cope in a nation that is comprised entirely of immigrants. As long as we blow up another country in the global south, like things will get marginally better. It's not, it's not going to get better. And I don't know how motivating this is for people. There's only so much distraction that you can feed your brain that helps you forget about how difficult things are for you in this affordability crisis, where the government is readily admitting that there are recessions taking place in different parts of the country. Like, there's definitely always going to be people who try to cope with how awful things are by fantasizing about harming those who have less than they do, like harming an imaginary villain that they've propped up in their minds. There's definitely some power to that. But I assume that, like, at a certain point, you have to recognize, like, okay, all the transgenders were banned from athletic competition. They were all banned. They can't participate in, like, high school swim meets anymore. Did that actually do anything for you? I wish more people would ask this question. It's one that I ask all the time, knowing full well that that was always going to be a distraction, and it wasn't going to make people, it wasn't going to actually satisfy people's more understandable material needs, their material desires. But I wish more people in positions of prominence, more people with influence, people in the Democratic Party would just be like, hey guys, Trump did that. He's in power. Do things feel good for you? Does it feel like it's working? Because it doesn't feel like it's working at all. Maybe we should try a different alternative, a different vision. Like, his big solution was tariffs. Everybody fucking hated it. It played a role in making things more costly. Also, I do feel like this is the most anti-gamer administration we've ever had, because part of what they've done, part of what they've done with their extra focus on both data centers and their focus on AI has unironically made so many of the different components that gamers need for their gaming PCs more expensive, the tariffs as well. So this is objectively the most anti-gamer administration we've ever had. And yet there are still so many gamer hogs that think like Donald Trump is the fucking great messiah. Have fun with all of that, guys. Unprecedented levels of monopolization taking place. All of that is leading to worse services and worse products overall for a higher price point. And on top of that, you get none of your treats. I think lots of folks are too committed. Your questions are correct, but if they begin questioning Trump's lunacy now, then they have to accept that maybe all along they've been supporting someone who destroys and disrupts rather than creates and emboldens. And I think the people who vote for Trump don't have the social capital to accept this. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just talking about people in the margins. There's always people in the margins. There's always going to be people who, at a certain point, recognize that maybe this wasn't the right thing. Maybe the hopes that they placed on this guy, maybe that was false hope. Maybe it was on his false promises. I'm always going to be here to accept those who actually make that change, who actually engage in that radical act of recognition, because I think it's an important thing to do. I think it's a powerful thing to do, and it's good for people to not find themselves rudderless when they actually do take that next step. I think most people recognize this shit is rigged and isn't working for them. They just don't have organization that collectivizes their power in order to change it, or even direct them to more productive outlets. That's the other side of this. That's why I yell at the Democrats quite a bit, because it's the most common position. Dude, this is all fucked. Both parties are actually working for the powerful. And that statement in and of itself is not the worst statement to make. There is a lot of truth to that. It's like that equation of dumb guy says, both sides are fucked up. And then at the middle, you have the partisan guy who's the actual true stupid. And then on the bottom, on the other side, in the top 1% of intellect, you have both sides are actually, participating in this bourgeois democracy. I think both sides are bad. One side is worse, certainly. But I do think, the reason why I do yell at one side, the Democrat side especially, is because they seemingly have no investment in making the necessary changes or even galvanizing the public in a more productive manner, moving them in a more productive direction. So that's why we're in this never-ending spiral.